What I'm here to tell you today is that it is a force multiplier for the upside and the downside. So if you didn't hop on the internet train, if you didn't hop on the social media train, and now you're not hopping on the AI train, you're getting further and further behind, and the people that are doing it are getting further and further ahead.
On today's episode, Courtney and I sit down with Coach Carroll, and we hold nothing back. We're going to be diving into AI, the future of insurance, the future of your business, the questions you should be asking anyone that is helping you out with marketing so you have a clear picture on what exactly is going on. And again, we hold nothing back. So the F word is going to get mentioned in this episode. So if you have little ones in the car, please just be aware that the F word will be mentioned. Other than that, let's get to the episode because it is a good one. Hey, welcome to the Insurance Buzz. We are your hosts, Michael and Courtney Weaver, and we are excited today. We have the one, the only Coach Carroll on. DJ Carroll, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Let's go, Weaver fam, Weaver Nation. I'm excited to be here again, man. It's been too long, even though I think we just did this a few months ago. But it's a blast. I'm excited to be back. Thanks for having me, man.
Well, so we were thinking about that. I think it's been like a year and a half since you've been on, dude. So we are pumped to have you on. Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing like 3 of these a week now, so they're all just kind of running together. So,
but you've got so many good things going on. That's why we wanted to have you back. Like, not only are you a good friend of ours, but you've been crushing it in the space. You've got some AI going on that you're excited about, and I'm not gonna talk about what else we'll be discussing later on in the episode. But if you are listening right now, you are going to want to stay tuned into this today. We're going to be really drilling into social marketing, getting as many customers' eyeballs on you and your business as possible, your brand, and how to go about that and what questions you should be asking your providers. If you're not working with DJ, what questions you should be asking your current provider to give you more insight on the results that you are getting. So that's what's in store for today.
I want to jump into the conversation that we were having in the pre-show where we were talking about what you're doing from a social media marketing standpoint and impressions and kind of how that's segueing into AI and technology. So let's start there.
Yeah. Well, so for anybody that doesn't know who I am or this is the first time you're tuning in, there's awesome episodes that we've done in the past on both your guys' podcast and I've had you guys on the Sales Factory. So highly recommend you guys go check both those out. And drop a subscribe and a like while you're there. Yeah, so I've been doing advertising on Facebook and it wasn't even Instagram back then. It was just Facebook since 2013. And for a long time, I've been saying, like, you have to build a personal brand. Now, Courtney, that was way before I knew this, like, wave of artificial intelligence was coming. And so now it's, like, even more important to build a personal brand. And I talk about this in my new book coming out called The Hunter Head Game, where there's been 3 waves that have hit small businesses since the new millennia, right? Since we left the 1900s. That is, the first one is access, which is the internet, right? My dad, if he wanted to start a business in 1988 when I was born, he had to go to the library or like find an encyclopedia. Some people are like, what's a fucking encyclopedia? There was like limits to the information. So the first A is access. That was the internet. The second one was attention, which was social media, which is like you guys now have a megaphone. Every small business owner can scream at the top of their lungs, beat on their drum, get attention, get customers, and you don't have to pay the gatekeepers. Who are the gatekeepers? Traditional media, TV, newspaper, radio, billboard. That like went out the window, right? And so now while like we're in 2025, and so for the past like 11 years, I've been screaming from the top of the mountains, like build a brand, especially if you're an insurance agent, because like nobody cares about insurance, so you got to stand out. People are finally starting to wake up, and I'm like, oh, by the way, there's this new thing called artificial intelligence, and like it's coming to take everybody's lunches, right? And so I do think that people are adopting faster with AI, but here's why. I think like the first time the T-Rex came into the village and like grabbed a little kid and ran off, people were like, the fuck was that, a T-Rex, right? That was access. And then attention, they came and grabbed them. They're like, I think the T-Rex is back, right? And now it's here again, another technological wave, and everybody's like, run! They're like freaking the fuck out. And so I think that's a big piece of like what we're seeing with the pickup of it. I literally just had a mortgage broker. I met with him about 3 weeks ago. he was using Calendly and like wasn't even syncing it with his CRM. So like manually was going in. He had like 15 things for people to fill out on his Calendly link, and he was like manually filling them. I was like, bro, there's this little thing called Zapier. Let me show you something real quick. So I helped him out, and like you would have thought I just showed a caveman fire for the first time, right? Like he was like, ooh, 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 you know? It's like, he's like, let me go take you up to the big boss and show him. And so like we go upstairs and like talk to his boss, and like I'm showing him Allie, our AI platform, and I could tell the boss is kind of like, whatever. This was 3-4 months ago. I just got a text message from that same mortgage guy last night. He said, hey, DJ, my boss just started using ChatGPT last week. He wants to have another meeting with you because he's like open to now understanding like what the potential is with this shit. And so I'm super excited. It's a lot more than just advertising. I think it's technology as a whole. You have the haves and the have-nots. I'll just go ahead and piss everybody off in the first 5 minutes. You got the political pundits that are like, technology is the great like force equalizer, and it's not. If I wanted to win an elected office, I would tell you that. But what I'm here to tell you today is that it is a force multiplier for the upside and the downside. So if you didn't hop on the internet train, if you didn't hop on the social media train, and now you're not hopping on the AI train, you're getting further and further behind, and the people that are doing it are getting further and further ahead.
I would agree with you 100%. And I think a lot of people, so we were actually talking to an agent the other day. I got a text message from him because we're talking to him about our new Agency Coach AI. Agency owners, imagine a world where you had a coach or trainer in your office that reported to you every single day, that your team had access to every single day. And the reason why most of you don't have that already is because they're extremely expensive. Usually most sales trainers and coaches are going to cost 6 figures a year. I'm so excited to announce the launch of our new business, Agency Coach AI. This is going to provide an AI coach and trainer at you and your team's fingertips 24/7. It's a coach that never takes the day off. It is a coach that reports directly to you. It is a coach that coaches your team the way that you want them to be coached. It practices and role plays with your team every single day, and then is going to coach them on what they did well, what they could have improved on, recommended trainings that they can watch. Then it's going to report to you or the sales manager in the office exactly what was done in that practice session, exactly what was said, and exactly what they coached the team member on. Then we're going to listen to every single live sales call. Think about this, a coach or trainer that sits with your team every single day listening to every single live conversation, going in and or coming in and going out. No more wondering, hey, is my team actually having the conversations that they've been taught? Hey, is my team actually asking for the sell? Hey, is my team actually making pivots? Hey, is my team actually doing the things that they're supposed to do compliantly? No more guessing. It is all going to be documented and given to you word for word. And the best part about this is after the live calls, the coach coaches them on what they did well, what they could have improved on, and any recommended trainings that they would recommend them take and watch. No more wondering what's going on in your office, regardless if you're there or not. This is going to give you the most transparency and accountability that you've ever had before in your agency career. And the best part about it is, with your team having a coach and trainer that they can lean on 24/7, their confidence is going to grow and they're going to become the best sales professional that they can become because they have access to have coaching and training 24/7. If you are ready to take advantage of AI, if you're ready to have more time back in your business, if you are ready to quit having to choose between training your team and growing your business, go to agencycoachai.com and check out the demo or shoot me a text 816-727-7610 and I'll be in touch and we can get a call scheduled. Other than that, let's get back to the show, right? And he was like, man, he's like, if there's one, he's like, I don't feel like I'm very up to date with what's going on with AI and technology, but I don't want to get left behind. I absolutely want to jump on a call with you and just see what you can even offer to help the business. And so I think that's what you're hinting at, DJ. And I was listening to a podcast the other day with Tom Bailu, and he had a guest on, and he was talking about how the business owners that jump on the technology bandwagon, the ones that do it quicker are the ones that always advance at a faster pace and grow their business at a faster pace than those that are hesitant to do it. Now, I know that people in general a lot of people are hesitant, a lot of people are conservative, but AI is one of those things that is changing the game so quickly. We thought the internet changed the game fast. We thought social media. I think this is going to change things 10 times faster than the internet or social media ever even tried to do or considered doing.
You're 100% right. And hold on, Courtney, because I got like, this is super important. People don't need to get this, right? With the internet, it only moved as fast as people got online, right? You guys remember the AOL CDs? Like, somebody listening right now, their first email address came because they got a direct mailed AOL CD. They're like, I don't know, put it in the CD-ROM thing, I guess, right? It's like, bloop.
Straight dial-up internet.
Right? It's like, you've got mail, right? Like, somebody's like, I'm like triggering some like core memories here. So like, but the internet could only grow as fast as two things. People got email addresses, meaning they're online, and people created content, means they made web pages. Like, there is no internet if we didn't make things, right? Social media, same thing. There are no social media posts if people aren't creating profiles and using social media, right? AI doesn't give a fuck if you use it or not. Some of these models are growing at 400% per quarter, right? Like, and so what happens is now you've got companies like OpenAI that is training their models with agents. And so it's called recursive learning, if you want to get like super nerdy, where it starts teaching itself. And so it's like, yeah, cool, Michael, in the beginning, I got a bunch of data sets and I got my initial training, and then maybe you start working with me. Now it's like, I'm just going to go over here in the corner and play with myself, not in a bad way, but like and learn, right? And so like it's just crazy, man. So you're 100% right that like first mover advantages are a real thing. And this train is leaving the station, and it doesn't care
regardless
if
if
anybody's
you're
on it
on
or
or
not.
not.
Like, it could be 5 people that go with it, or it could be 5 million. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
So, sorry, Courtney, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm glad that you brought up that point, because that kind of segues where I was going, because somebody listening to this, where are we at in this stage? Are they behind, or can they still jump on this train? Are they ahead of the curve? Like, because there's always a lot of fear around change. So I want to have an open conversation around where we're at in the stage of AI and what insurance agents need to be doing.
Great question, by the way.
So,
Thanks.
That was a good question. And I will tell you, if somebody DMs you or messages you on LinkedIn or sends you an email and says, hey, I'm an AI expert, fucking run, because this really has only been mainstream since like the end of 2022. That's when DALL-E came out in ChatGPT 3 and sometimes 3.5, depending on when you hopped on it. The guys that are expert at this are getting $1 million, $20 million, $200 million signing packages from Zucks, right, to like build Meta. Those are where the experts are. Some guy that DMs you on LinkedIn is like, I'm an expert in AI. Let me help you out. It's like, no. What I am is what I've always been, a student and a practitioner, not a pundit, right? And so where I'll tell you right now is like, I think you have missed the boat a little bit because of your learning curve. It's not about the execution side, right? Like maybe like, oh, I haven't implemented something. Like, cool, that's one thing. But you don't want to be the person that gets taken advantage of by the shade tree mechanic because you don't know anything about mechanics, right? Like, it's like, I came in for an oil change. You're telling me my canuter valve is out because the canuter fluid was going bad, and that's $3,000. And you go, okay, I don't know, right? You have to learn. And so what I would tell people right now is if you haven't used ChatGPT, if you haven't used Claude, if you haven't used Gemini, you have to start siphoning off a little bit of your time. I know everybody's like, I'm so busy. I got emails to check. But it's like siphon off a little bit of your time and go learn and use these platforms. I've probably spent between 300 and 400 hours on ChatGPT as well as equally on Claude. Like, I mean, I'm spending lots of time. This book was edited. I did this on purpose. Every other chapter is edited by ChatGPT. The other chapters are edited by Claude. And so I wanted to do that because I was like, this thing's coming out, and I'm telling you guys to go away from the machines and be a hunter, but at the same time kind of playing on it by saying you got to use the spears that you got. So, yeah, don't worry, Fred in Alaska or Monica in Oklahoma that like hasn't used any of this at all. You're not left behind, but like you guys remember in the old cowboy movies, like when the train's like it's like the last blow before it's leaving the station. Like we're to that point, right? And so I don't want to scare anybody, but Like, this is a real thing, and it's not going to stop just because you don't understand it. Like, you guys remember how many people didn't use social media because they're like, I don't like social media? You know how many times I used to hear that when I would call a State Farm agent or Allstate agent, and they'd be like, DJ, honestly, man, I'm not on it. I don't like it. I don't like what it's doing to society. And I'm like, cool. The average American still spends 6.5 hours a day on it. So, like, what are you going to do about it, man? Like, just pass up on the opportunity? I don't know.
What I'd be curious what you think.
I don't think you're too late, but I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon. So technology and history takes us wherever it wants to go. Like that's my firm belief.
It's
so
undefeated.
you either get on board with that, or you resist it, and you can only resist it so long. And then evolution's going to do what evolution does. And if you resist and you don't adapt, then unfortunately you die. And I know that that's like a doom and gloom, and dying doesn't look like maybe actual death. But I think to resist anything that can improve your life, advance your skill set, and help you grow and be able to tackle challenges as they come to you, I don't think that's ever a bad thing. My opinion with technology is I'm always going to leverage to enhance my human experience. It's going to enhance my business. It's going to enhance the customer experience. I'm going to use it to make me more efficient, but it cannot replace me as a human. It's my responsibility as a human to continue to improve my own humanity, my soft skills, my empathy, my communication skills. Like that's where I get to excel. I don't think it's too late, but I don't think you can resist it forever. When you have people that were born in the 1900s, to your fact, DJ, which is all of us, but actually born towards the beginning of it, not the end of it, that are talking about AI, when you have grandparents and great-grandparents that are referencing AI, when that wave hits it, then it's here. Like we need to pay attention to it. We were literally just in the Serengeti, one of the most desolate, like you want to talk about nature and Darwin, like where it is the most wild place on the planet, and they are on their cell phones. Like you're not getting away from it. Like technology is here. So I wouldn't be afraid of it. It's okay if you don't understand it, and it's okay if you're not the master at it. But I would, to your point, I would start dedicating some time to figure out how to use it to your advantage, how to make it your friend and not your enemy.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents on
I
that.
agree 100% on that.
All
Yeah.
right, let's go.
I just have a personal question, because you edited your book with, you said you did Claude and you did ChatGPT.
Correct.
And I've trained our ChatGPT. She's been fed Michael's books, so she understands like his tone and emphasis and the words he uses. Mm-hmm. So which one do you think did a better job between the two of those?
Claude.
Okay.
Don't even have to think about it. Now,
Okay.
that was using O3 Mini on research on ChatGPT and using the 4.0 for like creative writing. Claude Sonnet just did a way better job. And just so people know, it's like, DJ just had this AI write his book. Nah, I've been waiting on them motherfuckers to come out and try to download it. Here's what happened. I have been writing this book for 10 years. Okay? Since 2015, I've been working on a manuscript. The manuscript was 500 pages. I went through 3 different human editors that they're like, okay, page 1, want to sit on a Zoom meeting with me. I'm like, there's got to be a better fucking way. I don't want to relive 500 pages of what came out of this noggin, right? And so what I did is I hired a PhD publisher, and she's actually my publisher in this Honey Tree Publishing. She basically read through it and said, okay, here's the structure. Because it was almost like a bunch of poems, right? It's like almost like a bunch of journal entries or whatever. Like I kind of had questions that I know a lot of small business owners had, and I would kind of write the questions. She's like, but you need some stories in here. It's kind of dry. It almost reads like a textbook a little bit. But she was the one that came up with the index, like the chapters. And so it's basically a prologue, an epilogue, and then 10 chapters. And so with that, and knowing like what the overarching strategy of each chapter was, I took my entire transcript, I gave it to the platform, and now you can't just I had to go in the backside and actually make these knowledge base, because if you try to upload 500 pages, it's going to be I can't process it, or it'll say, because here's the other thing that's happening really bad right now, these things are fucking hallucinating, and hallucinating means edge cases where they're trained to help us, and so instead of saying, hey, I can't do that, Michael, it goes, hey, Michael, here's the answer. You asked me a question, here's the answer. And it's like, well, hold on a second. You keep giving me the same information that's in the first 100 pages. What the fuck, right? And so we had to basically fix the way that I was going to be able to prompt it. And then what I would do is I would say, hey, here's the transcript for this chapter. Here's the overarching theme. What are some questions that you have for me or some stories that you want me to share with you that would help tie this together? And then it would come back, and it would be like, pop, 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 pop. And then I would put my headphone on, and I would click the audio, and I'd double tap function on Mac. If you guys don't know what dictation is, it's like the greatest like cheat code for a MacBook. And I would just sit there, and I would dump to it, Courtney, over and over and over. I mean, hours. I've lost. I don't even know how many hours I've gotten this book. It is so good. I mean, I talk about like one of my cousins getting shot up at a drug house. Like I talk about my mom having colon cancer. Like it allowed me to really pull out stories that I probably wouldn't even have felt comfortable sharing with like an editor that I didn't know. And so I'm really, really happy. I look at that thing as like a work of art for me. And I know that it's going to change a lot of people's lives and help a lot of people. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
I'm super pumped even hearing you talk about that, because the level of vulnerability that you were able to do, like there was no shame, there was no judgment with other human beings, I think is a huge part of this. Not only that, you brought up something that I think one of my favorite things that technology has done for all of us, and it's allowed us to be better communicators, because I think better questions equal better answers. And so when you start working with these tools that are requiring prompts, it teaches you how to ask better questions, because the big question that we always get that we don't have the answer to is, what do you want out of your life? Well, that's a big question. So let's ask a better question. And I think it allows us to not only be better communicators, but also be better listeners and going, okay, when they respond to that, what am I actually trying to get to? Instead of sticking in the treetops as humans and going, yeah, I'm fine, I'm good. And it's like, no, let's actually have a conversation. So I love that you bring that up, because I think that that's what AI is really allowing us to do, is really hone our communication skills.
So I'll show you guys this too on camera here. It did all of the pictures. There's a picture at the beginning of each chapter, and they're like pin artwork, which is like crazy, right? Super awesome. It gives it like that old school vibe. But I wanted at the beginning of each chapter to almost do. My grandma taught me poetry, and so I've always said that I only have one living grandparents, my grandma on my mom's side. My dad taught me the hustle because he never made more than $20 an hour in his life, right? And so like laziness was not fucking tolerated in our house. My mom taught me that you can do anything you set your mind to. If you want to be an astronaut, you go be the best freaking astronaut you can be, right? You want to be a parking lot sweeper, you be the best parking lot sweeper there is, right? Like, believe in yourself and nobody else does. My mama, she taught me poetry. She would always write me poems, and so like I've always just loved writing poetry. The problem is I'm dyslexic. And so like what comes out of here, like what makes it down to the page, is oftentimes not the same thing. And so what the tool did is it allowed me to write a book that was outside of my capabilities. Like, I can't do it. And I'll read you guys this passage, right? This is in the prologue of The Hunter's Utopia, okay, at the very, very beginning of the book. And so it was, there were those who wandered, seeking, yet never finding. They were fed, yet always hungered. They toiled, yet never conquered. Their hands grasped, but their hearts were empty. For they knew not the way of the hunter. But among them rose a different kind, one whose eyes saw beyond the horizon, whose hunger was not for survival alone, but for dominion. This one did not wait for the harvest. He pursued the kill. He did not ask for permission. He carved his own path through the wilderness of mediocrity. To the lost, this book is a riddle. To the weak, it is a burden. To the meek, it is a storm. But to the hunter, it's a map, a weapon, and a prophecy. If you stand at the threshold of greatness, uncertain of your place, let this be the fire that awakens you. If you have tasted success, yet still crave more, let this be the blade that sharpens your edge. Huh?
Let's go!
I'm telling you, how you read that and not be fired? Like, I'm gonna go make some cold calls now. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and that was only half of the passage. So it's like it has allowed me to do something and like get my energy across that like I don't have the capabilities of doing. It's gonna change the game, man. I'm so excited about it.
We're pumped for you, man.
I am so pumped. Okay, because I didn't know before we hit record, we were like, okay, we're going to talk about the book. And you showed the book, and I'm like, we're literally fresh off of Africa. We were supposed to connect last week. You were traveling. We were just coming back from Africa. And I was talking about how one of my favorite parts about being out in nature, which I love being in nature, we're Missouri farm kids, like we've spent our life out there, is that nature has its rules and it doesn't bend. Like there is no bending. Like you either make it or you don't. And when you're around, I mean, there is nothing like seeing apex predators, a lion with its golden eyes looking right at you, and you think, you could take me out. And you have to accept your place in the order of things. And being an apex predator requires a different level of commitment and discipline and sticking to the order of nature. Like protect, provide, procreate. That's it. Those are the rules of nature. Like once you understand that, you have to go to the level that is required of that. So I think so many times we forget that nature does have her rules, and our job is to not only abide by, but maximize our time here. Yeah. Do the things that we want to do. So I love that you start off with like a full-on Sparta 300 like kick like down the door, because we need that. We need that like gusto. We need to. I'm a firm believer that we all need to wake up again. Like we are alive, we are present. Let's freaking go. That's why we always say, let's go. Like let's do this. Let's be alive. Let's commit.
There's a lot of people that are alive but aren't living. Right. And I know you guys will resonate with this because you just got back from Africa. When Tori and I went to Glacier, where like you could turn the corner and there's a grizzly bear, right? You get home. We got back to Louisville. Like this is still like we got a farm now, but like so it's a little better. But like when we were still like in the subdivision in the burbs at the golf course, right? Like in the like little country club community, we were sitting on the back deck smoking a J, and I'm like, I'm just kind of like numb to this because your senses are at such a heightened level. When you come back to like society, you're like, there ain't nothing that's going to eat me out here, right? And so and I think what happens is if you, and this works, this is Darwinism's mother nature, right? You put something in an environment, eventually it adapts to an environment, right? And here's the point, right? Somebody right now is pissed off because they ordered their lunch on Uber today, on Uber Eats, and the delivery driver got lost, so it was took 5 minutes longer than it was supposed to, right? Like, that's what you're bitching and complaining about, Karen, right? Like, come on, man. And I don't know. I just, like, I think we've gotten soft because, like, the lion doesn't come in a village and drag a couple kids away every month, right? Like, if that happened, like, we would probably have our head on a swivel, as my old football coach used to say.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I agree. Like, I again,
it's terrible. He wants kids to get eaten by lions. You're missing.
No, I definitely don't want kids to get eaten by lions, especially since I've been around so many of them, and it could very easily happen. And I know how that goes down. But I do think that, what is that book? It's talking about like modern conveniences, and it's like our comfort crisis that we have created.
It is called the comfort crisis.
We have created so many things that make our life easy that when actual fear is present, we don't know how to react to that. And that's one of the big reasons why we continue to travel and we continue to do things where we're choosing our challenges, because I want my body and my mind to be able to understand when is my life in danger and when is just this is an inconvenience. Because those are two different things. Because I don't want to keep stressing my body out if it's just an inconvenience.
Yeah, but Courtney, like this is what happens when we give out fucking 18th place participation trophies.
Yeah.
Like we're seeing the net of that when like little Billy travels and can't shoot the basketball to save his life, but then his mom bitches and moans, so like we still let him on the team, right? Like there are cause and effect, there are consequences, there's risk and reward. Sure. Like these are things of life. That's why I love Jordan Peterson's writing, because it's very stoic, very old school. Like we didn't just like start last generation, right? We've been here and there's rules to the game, and like for some reason, man, I think it's part of technology, right? Like I mean, we're lost in a doom scroll, most of us, and I also just think that there has been this coddling where it's like, oh, you have anxiety. It's like, no, you're fucking insecure. Like, it's like, oh, I feel overwhelmed. It's like, no, you don't use your fucking calendar, so you're a scattered mess. Like, get some discipline and organization. But it's like we've allowed it to just like pass by and say like, okay, you get a pass, you get a pass, you get a pass. It's like, you guys have ever seen the meme of like the two lines of people, right? It's like dietary pills, lines out the door, and it's like eat healthy and work out. Like nobody's there, right? And so it's like, it's just what we live in. But I mean, the good and the bad is it's not like we're not going to change it. And so like just play by the rules and find the advantages. I used to have a mentor that tell me, play by the laws, break the rules, because that's how you win in business.
Ooh. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's right? It's like the lion's like, well, don't eat the kids. Like the lion's, if I'm hungry, I'm eating whatever I can get my hold of, right? Like you guys are lucky. He had a gazelle for breakfast, so you guys have got to pass. Like,
for sure, but you still know what the rules are, and the rules are do not go out at night when there are predators who are hunting. No matter how many followers you have, how big your bank account is, I don't care how cute you are. It doesn't matter. You are bait at that
and you
point.
didn't put your arm out the window, and go, oh, kitty, and try to pet him on the head, right?
Do you know how hard that was for me? I am obsessed with animals, and they're like, that is a life-altering decision. Please do not stick your hand out there. I was like, our hair's the same. Like I recognize a fellow. There's something so good about perspective.
Can't relate.
I know. But it's also a different way of life. So it's not just the animals; it's the people. Like there are people in this world that live in a completely different world that do not have running water. They are hauling jugs of water on bikes. They are planting their own food, harvesting their own food, and do not have a floor in their house. So I think we take for granted a lot of the things that we can use to our advantage. Like these things, these technologies, like we have great opportunity here in this country. Let's maximize what we have.